or indeed very challenging. And if you look at the figures, particularly for the start of the year, where we had a very bad flu season and a number of very severe weather events, that certainly contributed to it. Now, having said that, if you actually look at the trolley figures from May, every single month bar November saw fewer patients waiting on hospital trolleys. So 7 out of the 12 months actually saw fewer patients. But of course, there were too many patients waiting. But I want to talk about what we're doing this winter, because I think that's very important. Today, the first official working day, when many people perhaps go back to work, of course, our health service staff have been working very hard throughout the Christmas period. We see a very significant reduction in the number of patients on trolleys. Whether you take the HSE's figures, so 45% fewer patients waiting on trolleys this day than the same day last year, or if you take the INMO's figures, the INMO counted more than 600 patients awaiting a hospital trolley or on a hospital trolley last year compared to this day last year as well. So whether you're looking at the INMO figures or whether you're looking at the HSE figures, what we're seeing today is a very significant reduction in the number of patients on trolleys, and that didn't happen by accident. That happened due to the incredible work being done by so many people right throughout our health service. It happened due to extra home care packages. It happened due to the fact that this year we're using the National Treatment Purchase Fund to help hospitals access more diagnostics, so you don't have people waiting in hospital for a scan or an x-ray or something like that. And it also happened, in fairness, because the flu rates so far this year have been significantly improved. Now, no doubt a surge will come, so I would appeal to people to keep our emergency departments for emergencies and to follow the advice on undertheweather.ie.
And in terms of the coming weeks, I mean, we haven't had much flu, but I mean, no doubt that will come and the weather is getting colder. Do you think can you rule out the possibility that we'll see record numbers again on trolleys over the coming weeks, or do you think that's unlikely?
Well, I think what you have to say is the Christmas period and the New Year period to date has been encouraging, in the sense that the figures have shown pretty much every single day a very significant decrease. I'm talking about a decrease of 30, 40, 50% on this same time last year, and that's largely whether you look at the INMO figures or the HSE figures. But no doubt there will be difficult weeks ahead. The winter period is always a very busy period. We could well see an increase in the flu, but the measures being taken by the HSE and by the health service are making a difference. Remember, we've opened 240 additional hospital beds in 2018. We've another 79 due to open in the coming weeks, and another more than 200 in 2019. We've more home care packages going into the system, and we've extra access to diagnostics. So I've no doubt it'll be a challenging period, but I do think the early days of this winter period are encouraging.
And finally, Minister, there's been a lot of talk in the media over the last week or so about a possible cabinet reshuffle in the summer. You've been in this department for over 2.5 years. It's a tough portfolio. I think everyone recognises that. Would you like to leave it and try and have another challenge?
I'm very proud of some of the achievements we've delivered working together during my time in the Department of Health so far, whether that's repealing the 8th Amendment, working with civic society, whether it's the passage of the Public Health Alcohol Bill, seeing our waiting list falling, and delivering a number of major capital projects. So I remember when I arrived in the Department of Health, a lot of people said, this government will only last 6 weeks, and here, nearly 3 years in the Department of Health, I remain. So I'm very happy to continue my work here, and obviously who serves in what department is a matter for the Taoiseach.
Legislative programme, there's a commitment to introduce what's called a patient safety bill. Is the Taoiseach aware that in the University Hospital Limerick this morning there were 81 people languishing on trolleys, 52 in the emergency department and 29 elsewhere? Now, this is in the context of a 17-bedroom ward, 17-bed ward being closed just last week. So my question to the Taoiseach is, when will the patient safety bill be introduced, and will that legislation put an end or outlaw the cavalier attitude towards patients' health, welfare and safety that's presently being demonstrated by the authorities in University Hospital Limerick?
The patient safety bill is on the A-list, I believe, for publication in the session over the course of the next 12 weeks. I am aware of the long-standing problem of severe overcrowding in University Hospital Limerick. I don't know the details of the 17-bed ward or why that's being closed, but I do know that 60 additional beds are being provided at Limerick, and that work is now underway. And you'll be aware that while things deteriorated in the last 2 or 3 weeks, so far this year, the number of patients who've had to spend time in a trolley is at a 5-year low. Whether you use the HSE figures or the nurses' figures, about 3,000 or 4,000 fewer people have had to spend time on a trolley this year than last year. It's still far too many, I accept that. but we are making progress. But evidence does show that just providing additional beds on its own isn't enough. And you'll be aware Limerick has a new emergency department, a new block with the Leaving building. And I really hope that the 60 beds that are now being provided will actually make a difference.